The course at Victoria Golf Club is a wonderful test of golf and an excellent example of great architecture that enables the course to host the world's best players under tournament conditions, yet still be enjoyable for the club golfer. The challenge to play the course sees position and strategy evident every time the players addresses the ball. The course provides a number of tees for players of various abilities, with the silver course being the championship course used for tournament play. Hole 1. Club member and US Open champion Jeff Ogilvy says that it is quite unusual to start with a par 4, and this is a birdie opportunity for most players. Avoid the bunkers at all costs. And if you miss the green, make sure you are short and left of the putting surface. The skilled player can try to reach the first green off the tee, only to face a difficult bunker shot to a very tricky green. Par becomes a task from here. But a shorter tee shot gives you easier approach and a short birdie putt. Hole 2. Jeff Ogilvy says this is a nice, mid-length par 4 for men and a shortish par 5 for women. Longer hitters may want to take on the right bunker from the tee, but the prudent play is to the left. It should be quite straightforward from there. Hole 3. Jeff Ogilvy says this hole is a bit like the second's big brother, with the bunker on the right giving the driver similar look. However, it is a much tougher hole and requires 2 great shots to make par or better. Avoid the fairway bunker if you can. And if you miss the green, be sure it is short and right. Hole 4. Jeff Ogilvy says this is a nice medium-length par 3 with a very narrow green at the front that widens as it goes to the back. If the pin is close to the front of the green, it is wise to hit a little past the flag to the wider part of the putting surface. Take extra care on this hole, or a good start can often unravel in the bunkers guarding both sides of the green. The fourth is the first of Victoria's memorable par 3 holes. The only strategy here is to hit the green, because bunkers guarding both sides of the putting surface require exquisite technique to get your up and down for a paragraph. Hole 5. Jeff Ogilvy says the fifth is a fairly self-explanatory hole from the tee. The smart play is left of the fairway bunker on the right. Then you can attack from there. Pin positions to the left of the green require a closer shot to this bunker, and, as always, the center of the green is a safe play. Hole 6. Jeff Ogilvy says this is one of the most difficult holes on the course. 2 long straight shots are required to reach the green in regulation, making it a 3-shot hole for many. However, the trouble does not end there. The green has incredible character and contours to challenge even the best putter. Short of the green is the best miss. The prevailing breeze makes ball striking imperative. The challenge continues on the green, which slopes dramatically from back to front. You must be below the hole unless the challenge of a testing downhill putt with the breeze is your idea of fun. Hole 7. Jeff Ogilvy says the second one-shot hole will play a similar club to the fourth, aim to hit the ball through the gap at the front left of the green, because this makes almost every pin position on the green accessible. Hole 8. Jeff Ogilvy says this long, straight hole is a definite birdie chance for the big hitters. It is a nice, wide hole and should not present too many problems for most players. The bunkering to the right of the green is some of the best on the course. Hole 9. Jeff Ogilvy says this is a genuine 3-shot par 5 for all but the very longest hitters. 2 great shots are needed to get over the hill. Any tree or bunker trouble on the way results in a dropped shot. It is very difficult to land your short iron to the green pin high. Par is never a bad score for anyone on the 9th. Distance off the tee is again paramount here, it is a veritable beast. This hole lays claim to being the longest hole in women's competition golf in the world. Hole 10. Jeff Ogilvy says the nice dogleg takes you away from the clubhouse again. Men aim over the left bunker if you can carry it, slight right if you cannot. Women should take a line to the right side of the fairway. A good drive is imperative at this hole in order to give yourself a flat lie on your second shot to an elevated green. Treat this underrated green with respect. If you miss the putting surface, make sure you are short. Trouble lurks if you are long. Hole 11. Jeff Ogilvy says the tough hole that needs to be handled with care. Give the right of the hole some respect and head up the left side. Club selection for your second shot is tricky. Short of the green is the best miss because it slopes steeply from back to front. Putting from below the hole is most desirable. Hole 12. Jeff Ogilvy says the tee shot at the 12th is perhaps the most dramatic on the course. Hit your opening shot left of the indigenous plants on the right because there is plenty of room there. The downhill second is a semi-blind for all but those who have hit superlative drives. Hole 13. Jeff Ogilvy says I think the 13th is the most difficult hole on the course for men, and for women plays as an easier par 5. It requires an accurate tee shot, making sure you avoid the right bunker. It is very hard to hit the green with your long second shot. Bigger hitters lose some of their advantage on the 13th because the hole narrows. This means their second shots are played from the downslope. The green is very tricky, so it demands caution. Balls landing on the right side of the putting surface tend to feed into the bunkers. If you miss the green, it is far better to be short. Hole 14. Jeff Ogilvy says the tricky short hole made difficult by some of Victoria's best bunkers surrounding the heavily sloped green. Consider taking one more club than you think because the hole will play long. Your ball may roll off the front of the green if you are not well onto it. Hole 15. Jeff Ogilvy says this hole is yet another of the Melbourne Sandbelt's wonderful, short par 4s. Be as aggressive as you dare off the tee, because reaching the green in one is possible for the long hitters. Eagles can be made at the 15. The smart play is a shot well to the right and perhaps level with the first bunker. From there, it is just a short iron and maybe a putt for birdie. The 15th is considered one of the best holes among Melbourne's renowned Sandbelt courses. At just 289 metres, 317 yards from the men's tips, it might seem like another short 4, but this hole can make or break a round. Hole 16. Jeff Ogilvy says the is the toughest par 3 on the course. It requires a long iron off the tee, for all but the lowest markers, to a very challenging green. Long is completely horrible, but the hole must be taken on a little if you want a makeable putt for 2. Otherwise short and right is the only place to miss. Hole 17. Jeff Ogilvy says like the 9th hole, this hole will be out of range for all but the longest of hitters. A tee shot aimed left of the fairway bunker provides a great line for the second shot to set up a short iron to the green. The positioning of the second shot is essential to provide a good line for the approach. Hole 18. Jeff Ogilvy says this is a wonderful par 5 to finish and a definite birdie chance for the long hitters, but it is a tough slog for those who don't make it to the top of the hill. Bunkers must be avoided all the way to a green that slopes from front to back. This makes your shot extremely difficult to get close to the hole from any distance. The 18th is a short par 5 with an uphill drive. The further up the hill the drive you are with your tee shot, the more critical accuracy becomes because balls either side of center get pushed into the bunkers on both sides. Deft touch is required with your approach to the last green because it is heavily guarded by bunkers which punish the errant shot.